Hello, good evening, and welcome to a Christmas live stream here at Arkeo Soup Towers. I am joined this evening by my regular partner in crime, Mr. Andy Brockman, who's just rushed home from a hectic. Afternoon of shopping, it by the sounds of it. So it's good to have you here. Hello, Andy.
Hello, I've been busy not panic buying Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah. And also, there's no reason to panic at all at the moment in terms of food in this country.
No,
But we won't be
no,
talking about that too much.
there's only 1,500 lorries parked on an old airfield in Kent because they can't get across the
It,
channel. Nothing to worry about at
it's
all.
Christmas. It's fine. And also, we're joined by the magnificent Chiara. Hello, Chiara. Good afternoon. Good evening. Sorry. Good evening. You are in Germany, I do believe. How are things with you?
Everything's fine, thank you.
Excellent.
We
Excellent.
still do have food, but there's a toilet paper craze around,
Oh,
so
okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, we had that back in
Where's
March.
I was going to say we're the ones that are supposed to do that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Um, but also as well, do you want to show the boys and girls at home the magnificent dress you're working on?
oh, yeah, this is the Enfield culture dress some people have read about. It's almost done, but there's like some stuff still missing, so
But it's looking magnificent already. And normally we were planning. I say normally, things would always be beautifully abnormal if she were here. And that is the magnificent Liv Westring. She's not here this evening. Sadly, she developed a migraine at the last minute, and I don't think that's just because of all of this seasonal pressure and stress. I think it's just generally. It's just one of those days. Frankly, yesterday we were going to live stream, but my poor friend had to go to hospital. So, yes. Thank you guys as well, actually, for making yourselves available this evening. Anyway, Merry Christmas all round. Merry Christmas. And this evening we are going to be playing a series of games and talking a little bit about our favourite archaeological discoveries of the year and potentially other other forms of favourites or other forms of notable archaeological stuff from this year. And I guess we should probably start with. Should we start with my game? Should we kick us off with my Christmas game? Um, and this one it's a word game, and it is a game where you have to create uh, as many words as you can from a very particular source. And the source of this game is a very famous fictional archaeologist, and that is Indiana Henry Jones Jr. So from those letters, we're going to have 5 minutes, I reckon, to come up with as many words as we can.
Mark, can I just point out this is going to be so exciting to the viewer, isn't it?
It's
Watching
going. It's going to
us
be.
scribbling
It'll be
away.
fine. It'll be fine. The thing is, the viewer at home can join in. That's the point. You see. So get a pen and paper, and then join in the
you're
festivities.
cheating. This is not my first English is not my first
Well,
language.
that did occur to me, but then we would have absolutely no hope in German, I'm afraid. Although we've just had a message from the archaeologist, Merry Christmas, he says, and he might have a chance in German himself. Actually, his parents are German, so we could do German. Do you want to do German? I know no
No,
German.
As well,
no,
could do
no,
German,
I'm
German
doing
as well,
English.
German
Don't
as
worry.
well.
We could do German. Yeah, do German as well, and you can just feel like yes, totally. Jobblichkeitlich is a word. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. So let's see. 5 minutes.
Someone's asking for a countdown clock. Do you have one?
Oh, that's the thing. I don't have
Display
a.
on the screen?
I wish I did have a. I didn't think that far ahead. Boom. Very good. Okay, so I've got 5 minutes on my watch from now. So make as many words as you can. Hmm.
Can I just ask a technical question? Under the rules, is junior the abbreviation JNR, or is it junior as in the full spelling?
It's the full spelling. Full spelling. It's
Oh,
there.
it's a full spelling. Ah.
Yeah. Ooh. This is actually relatively difficult. Joe.
No. Now, this is what I have to say. My partner, who is sat over on the sofa with our dog, looking very peaceful and Christmassy, is actually loves word games like this, and I am rubbish at them because I find it very.
Ah,
Me too. I also should go too.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, I didn't run this by
I
you at
might
all,
try and
really,
book
did
in that
I?
direction.
Uh, ooh. Mm,
Is there is it three letters or more as the usual rules are on these games?
yeah, well, yeah, I guess. I suppose I'm happy to accept anything. Proper nouns as well are allowed.
Oh right, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
Names also?
yeah, if you want it, but not Henry, obviously, or Jones. You can't do that. That's
Oh,
just lazy.
actually, that's
Uh,
a bit like the exam question, or the exam when you get a point just for writing your name in, and you get another point for spelling it correctly.
Henry Walton Jones Jr. Are we including Indiana? We are including Indiana, although I haven't put Walton in there. So if we want to, we can put Walton.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Don't make it more
Actually, that helps me.
complicated.
Yes, let's put
This
Walton in there.
Mark, the way we're going, this is most of at least the smaller Oxford English Dictionary, you know.
I'm trying to be helpful. Give you lots of letters. So yeah, let's put Walton in there. Thank you, Tristan, for
What?
that. I got a really good one because of that T. Thank you. Well, yeah, obviously that one.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Are you going to give us a count? Are we going to get a 1 minute warning and a
Yeah.
30-second warning stuff? Oh, good.
Yep.
Okay.
D. Oh. Well, no, not O. Well, yes, there is an O, but that's not what I meant.
Yeah. Is there also are there extra points for getting the longest word?
Yes, there are. Well, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. So 2 minutes to go. You see, and you thought 5 minutes was too long. Walton, very good addition. Hello, I missed the explanation of what you're doing, and now I'm very confused. We are attempting to make as many words as possible from Indiana Henry Walton Jones Jr. As on screen there. Obviously, Walton was an addition by Tristan. And we have 1.5 minutes to go. So. Well, yeah, okay, that'll do.
I've got a word in French. Does that get me an extra point?
I thought we were just doing English.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm just trying it on. Oh god, if you know how humiliating this kind of game is for me, and I'm not even. I haven't even got the excuse of being dyslexic or anything. Oh god.
Yeah, well, that'll do. That'll do. How many? Got 50 seconds. Sorry, less than a minute to go.
No.
Yep. D. D. Oh, yes, that's a good one. That's what. Yeah, there's no apostrophe, but that'll do. Oh.
Hang on, are you just making the rules up as you go along?
No. It's fine. It's all fine. 24 seconds to go. Oh, that's a good one.
Are we allowed to use them twice? Letters that we have once or just once?
Once each. Yeah. And we have 2, 1, 0. Time is up.
Oh, this is going to be awful.
So
yes.
now, the anarchaeologist Tristan reckons he's got an 11-letter word. That's impressive. We have. Oh no, I have. Sorry. Let's see how many words. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 11 in 5 minutes, unfortunately. And my longest is joint 6 letters. Okay, so what about you guys?
I've got
Trying to psych out the opponents.
10, 12, 14.
I have
I've got
13.
50.
13!
Yeah,
Most of
I've
them are
got.
3-letter words, so it
Yeah.
doesn't really count.
That's okay. That's okay. 3 letters words are okay. Andy?
Absolutely. If I've got it right, I've got 15 and a 7.
Oh, 15 words and a 7-letter word. Impressive.
My
Yes.
longest is only 5 letters.
Okay, okay. Do you get a 1-letter German what's the word? Handicap? Do we give you one?
No,
No.
Oh, beg your pardon. No, sorry. I've got 13 and I haven't got a 7 because it's wrong.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
Oh, because there's only one L. Ah, yeah. You can always put an E in there, make it into roll. Like that could be your roll.
Oh, actually, no. I've got another. I do have. I've only got 11 now, but I still got 7.
Okay, okay, cool. So we'll take it in turns to go through what we have and see if anyone has the same word as the person speaking, then it's crossed off both of their lists. Okay, if that makes sense. So yes,
Oh,
it's
I
it.
remember how it goes.
So just to explain to Rosemary, it's an anagram game, and we're trying to make as many words as we can out of the name of Indiana Henry Walton Jones Jr. So I'll go first. Okay, so hand. Yeah, anyone? No.
No.
Oh, tick for me. John. The name John.
No.
No. Oh, tick. Rain. Watery rain.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Rodent.
Oh, no. Yeah. No. I
Yeah.
told you this would be.
Sun, as in the rising sun. No. Okay.
No.
Row, as in hopefully something that won't happen at Christmas. No.
In your dreams.
Wander, as in I wandered the plains.
I wondered as I wandered. No.
Okay, no. Jane. Oh,
No.
it's almost a clean sweep. Roll, but with an E.
No.
I gave you that one, man. What are you doing? This one is this is where I thought the apostrophe would come in handy. It is The Simpsons. It's Homer Simpson. Doe. D-O-H. I'm not sure that counts. I think I'm going to cross that out.
Is that in the OED?
I doubt it. I doubt it. And if it is, it shouldn't be there. And then finally, hen. H-E-N. No. Wow. Brilliant. A clean sweep for me. Woohoo! Okay. So, do you want to go next, Kiara?
Okay, mine are not that great. I've got 1 as
Okay.
in the number,
Uh-huh.
rye as the barley equivalent thing.
Oh, right. Yeah, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I've got. I strike out 1 because I had that too.
Uh-huh. Does that mean I win? Oh.
Probably.
Uni as in uniform.
Very good. Yeah, uni. Yep.
Do you have that too?
No.
Tuna.
As in the
Tuna.
fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2, the number. Ryan, the name.
Uh-huh. Good. Yep.
Not very creative, but Indian as.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Indiana. Indian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The name Anna.
No.
Whale.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Very good.
Toy.
Uh-huh.
Sultan.
Didn't. No.
No.
Row as in line. And new.
Oh, very good. So, how many crossed off your list then now?
1.
1, and that leaves you with 12.
I think 12, but I'm going to recount.
Okay. So I'm down to 10, obviously, because
12.
dough is not a word, as we're getting in the comments. Dough is not a word. If Mark wins,
I'm
someone's going to
getting
the
the
Supreme Court, apparently. So go on.
I'm getting the sense here that I'm going to be. You and I are going to be humiliated by somebody who's playing in their second language, which is
Okay.
entirely appropriate to us Brits, actually. But there we go.
But I cheated. I used mostly three-letter words. That's, you know.
I don't think that's cheating, Kiara. I think it's good tactics. For what it's worth, shall I chuck out mine? I'm looking at the. Okay, so I have Diana the Huntress.
You have what? Sorry.
Diana the Huntress.
Oh, Diana. Right. Yes. I thought you meant the whole Diana the Huntress. You have all of
Oh
that.
no, sorry. I'm not that. I've already gathered by now. I'm not being that ambitious.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure if we had this. Do we have hen? Because I've got hen.
Oh, hen. Hen. I had hen. So that's both.
Sorry,
We both crossed that out
okay.
then. Okay.
Yeah. Ton, as in the weight, but the English ton, the TON, not the metric one.
Very good. Yeah.
Now, I've got ones. Now that would be an apostrophe, I suppose. So I shouldn't really have it, should I?
No. If I can't have dough.
No, that's a fair point. Walt, as in a Walter Mitty.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Ray, as in Ray Charles.
Okay. Yeah.
Ray of Sun. Tons, plural of ton.
Yes. Sorry, I've just saw Rosemary Morgan. All I can come up with.
I wasn't being very ambitious. I was not being very ambitious, but.
Yeah. Go on.
June, the month. June, the name of the month.
Yep.
Dine.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is why I got. Now, I did have a brief linguistic flourish here, and I went for noir.
Oh, noir. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's in film noir and all that.
Yeah.
And then I will pitch a 7 at you, which is Royston.
Royston, as in
Royston
Daisy.
Yes.
Yes. That's pretty good. Yeah. This is a local town for local people. Very good. Okay. Now, apparently, we could have had arrowheads and Neanderthals.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good. But apparently they were cheating, so they probably used the computer or something together. And Rosemary Morgan said all she can come up with are things that are not safe for work.
I bet what happened when they were writing the first movie, Steven Spielberg sat down with the writers and said, "Okay, what are we going to call the leading character?" And somebody had an archaeological book, so they were doing research.
Oh, and then
they said, "Oh, tell you what, pick a word at random, Neanderthal, make an anagram of that. That's what we'll call the lead."
Yes, that's the most logical thing that they did when they wrote that film. I'm sure. Yeah. We're getting a series of suggestions here. Annihilated, daisy chain, hand railing. Very good. Dinner lady. Is dinner lady one word? And adrenaline. Oh. Very that's a good one. It's just a shame that unfortunately Tristan isn't on the scoreboard because
Those are really good.
those are really good. Those are absolutely fantastic. So let's see the winner. So go on. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think it's pretty darn impressive for us to surrender bragging rights to someone in the audience within 10 minutes of starting.
I think it is. It is. Yeah, we're being outdone, outshone on our own live stream, but by the wonderful caliber of the audience. But we have a winner, and that winner is, as far as I can tell, in terms of words, it's Andy. You got 14 words apparently still in your list.
No. Sorry, no. I have to. I cannot tell a lie. By my reckoning here, because I had to strike out a couple. Because one was a mistake. One was a thing. So I'm actually down to 9.
Oh, you're down to 9. Oh, in that case, then the winner is Kiara then by easily.
What?
So we got joint 9. Andy and I did, and you got 12. So well done, Kiara, excellent. And actually, what we'll do is just to keep things interesting. Those will be the scores in the in our on our scoreboard. Now, obviously, if Leaf was here, she'd have got 1,000,000. So it's a good thing that that she's not here. But yeah, so Andy, you have 9 points. Kiara, a very, very impressive 12 points. And me, I have 9 points as well after game number 1. Excellent. Well done. And also, well done. I mean, adrenaline. That was, the mental dexterity there. Fantastic. I'm impressed. Now, before we move on to our next game, I guess this is an opportunity to share my following my game. I'll share my archaeological picks or pick of the year in terms of my favourite things. Now, I was tempted to go with. Let me just bring up the web browser here. There we go. Dunk. That should. Hey, I was tempted to go with the story of a Bronze Age experiment with different archaeologists fighting using Bronze Age weaponry and seeing what sort of the marks that they got from different techniques and trying to understand the specific ways that especially swords were being used in the Bronze Age. That was a good fun story earlier this year. But actually, I've decided to go with, and I'm sure people will be absolutely stunned that I've chosen this. I've decided to go with the story of Britain's first official Viking helmet, adding to the rich canon of one other Viking helmet in the world this year. So now there are 2, and one of them looks like this. Not the type of thing that you normally see in a reenactors convention, I think. I actually, incidentally, as well, I did have an interview lined up with Chris Capel, the archaeologist behind this, and well, I still do have that lined up, but he's been having some internet trouble. So hopefully, in the new year, we'll be able to have a bit of a chat about his methodology in confirming that this actually was, in fact, a Viking helmet. The Yarm helmet, adding 100% more Viking helmet to the world. That's my pick of the year.
Should we point out here that there was a vicious rumor doing the rounds that it, and I'm not doubting the work at all, and and I'm really looking forward to hearing the methodology that confirmed it. Wasn't there a vicious rumor doing the rounds? It was maybe a piece of costume from a Victorian pageant.
Well, there was, and you can see why. It's got a certain rusticness about it, but I think it's quite nice. Anyway, nonetheless, let's move on to
rustic. Rustic is the word that auctioneers use when they mean crude.
Yeah, crude. Crude is fine. Crude.
I'm not saying it isn't.
It would do the job. If someone was to hit you in the head with a hammer, you would want the crude on your head, I think. So now we move on to who wants to do the next game?
I think Kira should
Actually, that makes sense because Andy, I think yours is another sort of wordy type game, isn't it? So, okay, Kiara.
Exactly. Yes.
So when you're ready, I have your resources ready to go, and in order. Just ask me to bring them up when you want. Okay.
I am ready. I have opened everything on my screen as well,
okay.
So it should work out.
And what's the point of your game?
Oh yeah.
I don't mean that to sound like a criticism.
Oh yeah, right. I should explain. Yeah. So I have to admit, this is not my idea. The department I'm at, the archaeological department of the University of Munich, they actually did this on their virtual Christmas party, and I found it was very fun. So it's not entirely my idea, but I did pick different objects. So basically, the idea is to say whether the object is actually from a movie or whether it's an archaeological artifact, not whether it's in a museum or not, because movie props can be in museums as well. So yeah. we're going for, is this an archaeological artifact, basically?
Okay,
So and
archaeological
I've
or
always got
not?
the picture, and then I've got the solution afterwards. So
Okay.
have fun.
Okay.
Mark has to put them up because, like he said, he could share them via
Yeah.
the live stream.
Yeah. So thing number one.
And I
Here we
will
go.
keep
Oh.
track of your,
The scores. Okay.
Yes.
So thing. Oh, sorry. Just to be clear. Sorry. Are you wanting the solution immediately after each one?
Yes, I thought that would be the easiest, right?
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we can talk about it.
Okay. Okay. So thing number one. What do we think? Archaeological or not? Now, this, I have to say, I do recognise, and I saw this in 2004 in a museum, if that helps.
I don't think that really helps.
Do you not think it helps? No, no. Okay, I'll just put it back up again. Is this archaeological or not?
You didn't happen to see it in a museum in an exhibition about the Lord of the Rings films, did you?
Oh, I thought I might have veered you off a path there. I might have seen it in the Science Museum in London in 2004. Yeah, so it's, I think, as Andy has quite rightly suggested, this is in fact not archaeological. It's Gandalf's cloak pin. Quite impressive. And what made you think of this as a pick?
Well, first of all, I actually own this one.
Oh.
No, it always reminds me of the a bit of the like Valdalgesheim, like that's an Iron Age art style that's also very prominent in Ireland later on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it has it had a lot of borrowing from that kind of animal style that's also very popular in Sweden. So that's also I desperately wanted to have a Lord of the Rings object, but I didn't want to go with swords or armor because that's yeah. So I was like, maybe I take something else, but not like the obvious rings that everyone has seen. So
nice. I'm impressed, but I think that's probably the easiest.
I think it's great. I think it's great though, because I mean, as archies, one of the fun things we do is when we watch movies, isn't it? Is we spot the references. We can sometimes even spot the books that the production designers have used to source whatever it is, and also we can really enjoy when they get it completely wrong.
Well, one of the most infamous examples in was it Gods and Kings, the Ridley Scott movie, where Ramesses has a queen's or a princess's headdress on at one point, which looks really cool, but wasn't. I know that slightly annoyed certain Egyptologists, definitely. But it's interesting, that blurring of the lines. Anyway, sorry, right. Do you want to? Are we moving on to number two?
Did you display the solution also in the chat?
I did do, yes.
Great. Okay, move on to number two.
Okay, number two. Excellent. There we go. So number two. Is this a museum object? I think it's the front of it looks kind of like it's from a stage combat, doesn't it? And it's quite an interesting sort of brass-looking guard on there. Also, actually, someone correctly suggested that the brooch looked like it was from Lord of the Rings. Well done.
I'm going to go with museum because I'm wondering, is this a German executioner's sword?
Oh my!
Yes, it is.
Goodness gracious me! Goodness me! Well, actually, I thought I didn't know what it was, but I thought it was because it looked like it wasn't. Do you see what I mean? So I did write yes. But well done, and executioner's sword. Isn't that interesting? I'll just put up the solution there. Executioner's sword, 1582. Marvelous. And so, do you know what the thinking is behind that shape then?
The shape is usually, this one is a very plain one. So if you look the one from Meran or like other like towns which are very wealthy, they usually have the entire blade engraved in like Christian wording, as well as sayings that the person who actually does the deed is only like carrying out a duty and it's not personal. And I really think that they have this really broad sword blade, and also you can't fight. They're extremely heavy. They're like 2 to 4 kilograms, and the entire like weight is not for fighting.
Yeah.
So I think they're like a very interesting and like very special type of sword. And also some of them even have chopped off ends. I didn't choose one of those because that's very obvious, but some of them have chopped off ends, so you really can't use that for fighting. And they all have these like really stage like handles and hilts, because it's just, I mean, it's not supposed to actually work like you would use a sword in the normal manner. So
Yeah. And
it's a really practical piece of civic theatre, isn't it? It's a prop to deliver justice on behalf of the city, and it's designed very practically to deliver one very heavy blow and do the job as cleanly as possible. It's really quite it's practical and gruesome at the same time. It's brilliant. I mean, they're frightening objects in many ways, aren't they?
Yeah.
And so, start thinking about the implications of it.
Well, and I love the idea that there has to be something written on it saying this isn't murder. This isn't as you say, this isn't personal. This is a state execution. Interesting. Okay, do you want question number 3? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So there we go. Number 3. Is this archaeological or not? Looking at it up close.
Where's it gone? Where's it gone?
It's interesting. It's a very yeah.
Ooh.
It looks like it could be from a computer game. But then again,
I didn't take anything from computer games.
Okay, well, in that case,
okay.
Interesting.
I'm trying to read. I can't actually make it any longer. I'm trying to read the inscription at the top, which looks as though it's Latin, but or Cod Latin or something. And the figure is weird because it looks a bit like a sort of. Oh, actually, it's figure's holding a branch, isn't it? I thought it was like a sort of pieta for a moment. That was the baby Jesus or something, but it's not. It's a branch.
You shouldn't check the chat, Mark.
John Wick coin. Actually, someone here said a Richtschwerte were property of the city as well, and not the executioner. Yes. Interesting. Interesting. Is this from Dark Souls? Someone suggested. Although no, it's not. Apparently, it's not from a computer game.
No, it's not from a computer game. It's not from a computer game. Although I do like Dark Souls, but it's not from a computer game.
Yeah. I know we're not doing clues, but if I ask for one, is it a button?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not a button.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely Dark Souls. I mean, I don't know, but
I could toss a coin to guess this and get it wrong either way. I have no idea.
I'm going to say no because there's something about the photography that makes me feel like it's not quite right. But I'm going to say no, but it could be a yes. So let's see.
Well, just to make a game of it, I'll say yes.
You'll say yes.
Okay. It's museum, yeah.
Shall I put the answer up? Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Yeah. John Wick gold coin. Oh my god! Well done, that man. Well done, Michael Fulton.
Michael Fulton actually guessed it. Yeah.
Ah, brilliant.
I did spend serious amounts of time finding one that didn't look like a movie prop, because most of them look very shiny and very, polished if you can buy them as a replica. So I did spend quite some time finding one that didn't look new.
I mean, I didn't know what it was, but at least I was right. It wasn't real. That's good. Okay, for that, yeah, well done. Yeah, John Wick coin. It's funny actually.
I would have loved to use Dark Souls things, but I thought I said in our previous set, I said I do movies. So I was like.
Yeah, movie. Well, it sounds better, movie or museum. Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. Actually, so I have a Skyrim coin. I have the coin from Ready Player One in my office. I need to get a John Wick coin at some point. That'd be marvelous just to be here on the desk.
It also has a lion on the other side, but the other side looks very, very not archaeology-like. So I could take the other side.
Okay. I'm impressive. Um, not clipped enough to be used much. That's a good point. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or worn. Oh, hello, Willem Dafoe's fruitcake. Good evening. Hello. Okay, so should we go to question 4?
Yes.
Or picture number 4?
I have to admit that is a bit mean because maybe, but it's
Oh, you see, I think I know what this is, but at the same time, this could be what that thing is based on. This is really annoying. Um, this is, and there's
Yeah.
no scale. There's no like. There's no.
no, of course not. Who cares about proper archaeological photographs?
Oh, indeed, indeed. Can we spoil the answer in chat? Please don't look. Yes, you. Well, no, actually, no. Not until the answer's revealed. Then you can sort of say, "I knew that" if you wanted to. I'd like to be able to it'd be nice to be able to speculate with you in chat, rather than just go, "Oh, I see the answer."
Oh,
But
okay.
any
Are we
thoughts?
gonna are we gonna work this? Well, I'm
I'll bring it back up again. There you go.
I'm leaning towards museum because it looks to be something like cast bronze. It's got a midrib. It's got casting that looks like wooden handles of a Bronze Age
Yeah.
dagger. So if it's not a museum object, it's a very interesting movie prop because the references somebody's used. I think it's a sort of exotic cast bronze dagger or something like that. So I'm leaning towards museum. I'm probably completely wrong.
You see, I can't help but think about a certain film when I see this. And the thing is, I really don't like that film in so many ways because, for a start, it looks like they have iron in that movie when it's a Bronze Age story. um, okay, I'm gonna say yes. It is archaeological. Maybe
So
this
you
is.
both say yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. Okay.
I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret this in a moment.
And
Should we go to the answer?
yes,
I'm gonna hit myself, aren't I, this time?
probably because you're
Oh,
extremely
you!
good.
Ah! So annoying. I knew it, but you used a replica from Etsy. Well done, because if I'm sure actual
No,
story.
actually, I did use the replica because the point is that like there are basically no places around the world where bronze actually doesn't get patina if you like,
Yeah,
bury it in the ground. And then I saw this picture and I was like, oh, this is perfect.
because it's a patinaed version of
Yes,
the.
I also don't like the movie, so but yeah.
Oh, well done. So yes, Brad Pitt, sort of Achilles. Yeah, well done, well
Oh
done. You got
God,
me.
that triple. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. Wow, wow. That's how we're playing, is it? That. Okay. Picture number
The thing
5.
is, having watched Das Boot and Air Force One, I've expunged Troy from my mind. I'm
Yes.
afraid. So that's probably.
Me too.
The thing is,
Me too.
the thing. See, this is the thing. You see, I kind of love to hate it. I kind of like watching it, but I feel really, really filthy when I watch it. So, um. Anyway, let's. Oh, I have seen a hoplite sword in a museum collection in New Mexico, says Rosemary Morgan.
Yeah, there are actually like archaeological swords, daggers,
Yeah.
which look from very far away. I would say they look similar, but like not like.
Not like that. No. There's something.
Yeah.
I think there's something wrong with the handle of it. There's the whole. I knew
Yeah,
it.
it's
I
not.
shouldn't have said yes. Anyway. So number 5. On we go.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, interesting. I'm guessing it's a crown. Again, there's no scale, so it could be a waist belt type thing. Or it could even be a bracelet, actually.
Where's it gone?
Hmm.
Ah, right. Okay. What's the next one? Show me. What do you think? Oh gosh. Okay.
I like the glass carved face on the front, and that's interesting because that's almost a sort of classical style face, actually. Because initially I was wondering if this was sort of Middle Eastern
This
or it threw into
it,
Asia,
to,
but
it has to me, it's got a sort of Central European Byzantine
yeah,
vibe, or
yeah,
maybe what's now places like former Bohemia or places like that in Bulgaria, that kind of those stags on eating at the tree. That's great. I mean, it's a
that is
lovely
great.
thing.
Yeah.
Given the last two have been movie props, I'm veering towards this one's museum, or I've not spent nearly enough of my life watching fantasy movies.
Well, someone has suggested Game of Thrones, so
Game of Thrones. Oh,
well,
sadly, I've never watched a single episode of Game of Thrones, so I wouldn't know. Is that not an
gosh.
invitation for Andy to extol the virtues of the TV series? No.
I know you're a lost cause.
No, unfortunately,
Mind you,
well,
go on.
okay. If it's worth watching, even though I know that the season was it 7 and 8 or god awful. If it's worth watching, even though that's the case, I may well give it a go. Um, but I'll leave that to
It
other
was the
people
final.
to.
It was the final series. They really lost the plot.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
They literally lost the plot. They
Hmm.
sort of they threw all these ideas into the script to try and get it over with as quickly as possible, so they could go off and make Star Wars, and then they got dumped from it, which was hilarious.
Yeah. Definitely Byzantine-esque, says someone. Looks too imperfect to be a
Yeah.
film prop. Actually, that's interesting. Because actually, that's often
Yeah.
film props have they wouldn't have quite. They'd have more symmetry, I think.
That's a very good point. I was going to say the asymmetry of it, the relatively crude settings. If you look at the settings of some of the stones, they're quite.
Yeah.
They look yeah. Rustic, as we were saying just now.
Yeah. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes.
It's a lovely thing.
Uh-huh.
So Andy, what's your choice?
Partly on grounds of probability and partly on grounds of style, I'm going to take a punt and say it's a museum piece and probably Central European or Byzantine.
Okay.
Don't like reveal what it is or where it's from, basically.
This is really painful having to do it myself, actually. I don't know. Samaritan diadem. Oh, 1st century. Interesting. Very interesting. And is this because is this something that you're particularly familiar with, Kiara?
No, someone posted this on my Facebook feed, and I thought it was stunningly beautiful. And also because it mixes so many cultural influences, I thought this would be a really great mislead, because that's what most movies do, that they
Yeah.
mix stuff together, and then just there were actually pictures of it that made it look much more like a movie prop, but the resolution was so low that I thought that no one could see it because the gold was massively over lit in the picture. But yeah, no, I just thought it was very beautiful and thought, why not share something really beautiful? So
Yeah. Someone's asking, TC the Unbeliever was another jewel nailed in originally. There probably was something to the left, I think, of the head there, probably mirroring
I have
it.
to admit, I don't know anything about this piece, so I just picked it because someone who does some Martian reenactment shared it on my Facebook page. So.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. On to question number 6 of 10. Incidentally, I should make it clear.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, 6 of 10. So here's number 6. Oh, come on! Not another one. Not another swordy type thing. I have no idea. I don't.
Yeah. So apologies. I had to for everyone. I had to crop this image because there's a kind of watermark on there, which obviously you can see the link in the description and everything, and the entire picture will be full as well. But I thought that is if you see the watermark, there's no point of doing this game. So
No, yeah.
it's just that it has a full tip, so there's like a full tip as you would expect at.
Yeah. And incidentally, I'll be putting the links in the description after the stream is finished. Again, I wanted people to be able to play along and not accidentally find the answers. But what do you think, Andy? Any thoughts?
Mycenaean dagger.
Do you think? Yeah. Okay.
That's the closest I can get.
Yeah, it has
or something. Something of that ilk and that region and that period. Late Bronze Age, early Iron Age, Mediterranean, Northern Mediterranean. Yeah.
And I think
the kind of thing Brad Pitt should have been wearing around the palace in.
Yeah, possibly. I think it's real.
I can tell you that he should not have been wearing this piece.
Oh,
I've humiliated myself.
Oh,
right. Okay.
I think it is real. So I'm going to say yes, but I'm not going to hazard too much of a guess as to precisely when and where it's from. Shall I reveal the answer? Yep.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Oh, dagger of, is it Meyersdorf?
Yes.
Oh.
That is a site in Austria.
See, I was thinking sort of, further north. Although I didn't say that, so I can say that now, and that might not be true. So
it could have been traded by Brad Pitt.
It could have been traded with Brad Pitt. This is true. Yeah.
I mean, the date range is right for the Homeric.
Yeah.
Well, and also, Ötzi the Iceman is on Brad Pitt's arm. Anything's possible. Okay, cool. Right, so let's get
This is such a good game.
It is quite a good game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good game.
Is very.
I love it.
This is one of the few ones where the hilt has actually been cast with the entire blade. Usually that's not typical for that time period. And I just thought I added because I had the sword of Achilles earlier, so I thought, just
to mess with us. Yeah,
it's from a hoard find, so that's why it's in such a good condition.
Okay.
And it has also been found prior to the 20th century, so that's why the patina has been because someone asked about the good condition, so the patina has been removed. That's why it looks like this. It's not a modern reconstruction or anything.
Okay.
This is an old museum cleaning, and they basically trashed the surface.
Yeah, well, but it was found in I think someone in the late 1800s. So that's
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Impressive. Okay.
Lovely thing.
Yeah. The next picture. Let's reveal the next one. Now. Gee, I wonder if this is real. So interestingly, someone said that the hilt construction is accurate to Bronze Age blades at least. So yeah. Brad Pitt could definitely have had his hands on it. But in this instance, I don't know. What would you think, Andy? Do you think that's the cup of a carpenter?
I think if you choose wisely.
Yeah. We need to choose very wisely.
I think we should choose wisely.
And I think the answer is that is real. It belongs in a museum. And no. I don't think it is real. I think it may well be a movie.
Hang on, last time I saw that, it was on your bookshelf.
It is on my bookshelf, actually. If I wasn't going to risk tripping over, actually, hang on. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I didn't tangle myself in any wires. Woohoo! There we go.
Yeah.
Junior, let it go.
Hang on. We've got a problem here, haven't we? Because what's the provenance on that? Because one of these has to be a fake.
Well, this one does come with red felt on its base. So, so you can tell in the cross section. It's
You can do some crystallography on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's not a real movie prop. Shall we see? Let's take a look. It's the Holy Grail from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Of course, it is an
Oh, just
iconic
a
movie prop.
question. Yes, I actually said that previously. It's not museum, it's archaeological artifact, because we had like also stuff from Lord of the Rings, which also probably is in a museum somewhere. So
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yes. So the very first one I did see in a museum, but it's not archaeological.
yeah.
Okay, well done.
I could not resist. I could not
I don't
resist. I'm
blame you.
sorry about this one.
I don't blame you. It came from top men, according to TC the Unbeliever. Top
Yeah.
men. Not Top Man though. That's a clothes shop. Okay. Question number 8. Here we go.
Yep.
Oh. No, I think this is real, but I think this is the sort of thing that would be irresistible to prop designers and art directors in movies. It's got a magnificent character to it. What do you think, Andy?
Hang on, just let me. I'm just refreshing the screen so I can see it. Right. I've a feeling I've seen this, or one very like it, taking kids to the British Museum, to the Mesoamerican Gallery.
Don't mention the British Museum around the anarchaeologist. He'll get very upset.
We can't make it go away. We might regret some of the things that have happened in the past and might wish things to be different in the future. But at the moment, it's a fact, unfortunately.
It is,
or fortunately, depending on which side of the argument you take. No, that looks like to me, that looks like a museum, Mesoamerican jade decorated skull.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Maya and Aztec first 800 to 1500 ish. It's a museum piece, I'm guessing.
It is an archaeological piece, certainly. I love the way that they've constructed the nose. That's really nice, actually. Interesting. You see, look, you've started him off. Burned the abstract idea, abstract idea of a museum to the ground.
So
Yeah.
yes,
We can have that discussion another day. I teach kids who have an incredibly rich experience being able to see those things which they wouldn't have otherwise, even though we might regret how those things came there. So I think we have to be very careful that we don't throw out the proverbial baby with the museum bathwater.
Okay.
Discuss.
Okay. No, don't discuss. Not today. Not not just now. But I think that's real. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the eyes on it, actually. But let's reveal the answer. Let's see if it is indeed real. There we go. Skull of the Smoking Mirror. Magnificent. Aztec, 15th, 16th century. It is simply magnificent. I'm holding you to that, Andy, says Tristan. You see? And to be fair, we've been promising this chat for a long time.
I'm quite happy to defend.
Yes, I think this one is actually from the British Museum, if I'm not mistaken. My significant other recommended me one of those skulls, but no, I just think it's like amazing what people have done in the past and how they deal with their dead. So yes, my osteology and bioarchaeology background comes in there, but yeah, I just thought it's a very pretty object.
Yeah, it's absolutely marvelous
and interesting.
I'm going to have to. I've just been trying to quickly Google what the eyes are made out of, but I'm afraid I can't immediately find it. So I won't. I won't drag us all into my personal googling. But that's really interesting. And again, I love that nose. It's a wonderful nose. I would really like to get my museum studies education, but there is discussion about how museums need to change for our day and age. There is discussion, and presumably that would be part of your education if you were to go and get it. And also, it's interesting. It's stuff like, for example, the display of human remains, the provenance of and means of acquisition, and other weighty questions, including actually fraudulent items given to to imperial forces, which themselves may be also have their own ethical questions, are all definitely up for discussion in that sort of course, I think.
Or fraudulent items given to American multi-billionaires with more money than sense.
Well, yeah, precisely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in terms of the Museum of the Bible. Hobby Lobby, yeah. Hobby Lobby. Anyway, yes, it's real. Point.
Yes.
Obviously, this is a round where Kiara can't earn any points, so we're having to. I'll quickly get us through to the end. So number 9. Oh, now that is gorgeous, isn't it? Slightly low resolution image, but it's.
Yes, I'm very sorry. I could not find a better one.
It's so hard to. What do you think?
Hang on, let me try and get it again. Right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, it looks 6th, 7th century ish, or inspired by. It's what used to be called the migration period, the kind of things that you get when you get Taplow and Sutton Hoo and so on in UK. This is where I wish my good friend and colleague Andrew Richardson was doing this, because he's an expert on that stuff, and he'd say immediately whether it's genuine or prop.
Well, the thing I really like about this, if it's not real, is how they're implying missing pieces.
Exactly.
It's definitely it's a belt buckle. Then again, actually, those could be rivet holes for the belt buckle, actually, for the leather.
They could be. I mean, it's the top. It's the top surface. It's the visible surface. It's not the bit that lies against your stomach. And it does look as though the insets, the garnets and the things that you'd expect to see on something like that have gone. Have gone, but some of the foil is still there that forms the settings. It's and because it's not a replica of one of the Sutton Hoo things, it's not obviously a prop from the new movie The Dig, which would be quite entertaining if we had something like that.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Someone said in the comment section that reenactors have a habit of making copies of museum pieces. That's an interesting one. Then again, this museum piece looks like it's been in the ground, which is an interesting one as well. No prop maker would be able to make that without enormous expense, says Atanar89.
You'd be surprised.
Well, yeah. Weta Workshop can do some amazing work. As we saw with Gandalf's thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes. And if it's a no, I'll blame it on the tipple.
I can't even blame it. I mean, shove my arm up behind my back. I think I would have to plump for museum, and if I was going to punt for a period, sort of Merovingian or something like that. That's the best.
Looking at Kiara's face is really interesting. The way she's just sort of, it's like she's they're falling into my trap. Yeah. Okay.
No, I just.
You just.
I'm just waiting for your resolutions because I don't want to spoil it for you.
No.
No, you're not. You're thinking, how have these two guys ever had a career in archaeology if they can't recognise what that is?
Not at all.
That was a very reasonable discussion we just had, right or wrong. Rosemary Morgan, I've been able to 3D print and paint a convincing archaeological find for a sandbox.
I wanted to say I have a lot of friends who do replicas, also like cast metal replicas, and they're amazing. Also, I've seen people who work in restoration make copies of objects out of epoxy and just paint them, and they look like ivory and glass stones, and it looks exactly like the original. So it is definitely possible, but actually I didn't use any copies of archaeological artifacts because I thought that would be cheating.
Interesting. No, well, I suppose that would be, yeah. Okay, let's reveal the answer. I'm really curious about this
Yes.
one. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, thank goodness it is real. I would have been
She's
so annoyed
actually a
if.
very, very famous queen around here. So
Ah,
Thank goodness for that. Yes. Magnificent, and what a beautiful belt buckle as well.
you
Really
see
good.
lots of other very, very pretty objects as well. So
Yeah. Okay. Final one. Final one in this
yes.
magnificent picture round. Uh. Oh.
This might have been perfect for Leaf if she would be here, but
Yeah. Well, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. Leave has definitely been because to me this is making me think South America. Um. It looks like a duck, maybe, with a whole load of ducks inside. Maybe it's like a duck game piece storage receptacle.
ooh.
Any thoughts, Andy?
Well, yeah. I mean, given all the stories we had earlier on a couple of months ago about the Nazca cat and the Nazca pottery in the shape of cats and all sorts of other things and so on, it does have a look of sort of South American pre European invasion pottery, but then a lot of that stuff gets forged as well. So,
Mm. I,
and it's not, and it's not. Part of me thought, it's not a prop from that uncanonical film, is it? No, of course it's not.
hmm. I mean, if it is a prop, it's a very good looking prop.
Yeah.
Uh, the thing is, I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. This is my issue. But then again, there's an awful lot of very surprising things to be found in museums.
Yeah.
And well, and also in
I mean,
very various.
who historically would make a ceramic hen and chicks that you lifted off the lid of the hen and saw the chicks underneath, or duck if it's a duck, I don't know. But on the other hand, part of me is looking at the patterns of wear, and that it almost looks as though it's been broken down deliberately.
It's looking a little bit like it's a yeah. It has that kind of that sort of movie prop
Yeah,
forced patina kind of look to it. Someone
exactly.
apparently someone in the chat knows what it is. They say I know this one.
Ah,
Interesting.
oh right.
Someone say they think it's modern. Could be a series of pie weights, maybe for blind baking, this kind of thing. Like, oh, okay, yeah. Terrible imitation from the $2 store. Someone says Thaddeus Llewellyn says. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, what a magnificent name though, Thaddeus H. Llewellyn. Beautiful. Hmm.
Just for fun and to make a game of it again, I'm going to say it's a modern replica of something made for it's a prop. There.
You know, I'm going because my first instinct was that it reminded me of something, so I'm going to just to shake it up, for the sake of numbers. I'm going to say yes, it is real, with the caveat that it may not be real. But obviously,
Yeah.
I could say that at any point in this game. Couldn't I?
It's my party, my gaff, my rules.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to say yes. Okay. Let's take a look at the answer.
Someone has also revealed it in the chat, sort of.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Kurian Niskos. Star Trek: The Next Generation. Oh.
Yes.
Oh. That's that. Oh, I like that. I like that. I can imagine Picard playing with this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you got me fair and square. Yeah. Yeah. I would never have said Star Trek. I don't think. I think that's really good actually. And it's also interesting.
Like I said, sorry, go on.
Well, I was going to say it's interesting how so many things play with archaeological artifacts, don't they? And the idea of weathering and history built into the being of something in TV and film. Yeah. But well done. That was a great game.
It's a brilliant one. You look at that thing and you can see the production designer has gone to their assistant and said, okay, that needs to be broken down. Just break down the touch points.
Mm.
And it's just too even and too,
Yeah, it sort of reminded me a little bit of the edges of sort of a fake cave that I went into, like in a when I was growing up, in like a underground horror house type thing. It was like but it was real enough that I was willing to say it might be. So well done, well done. So how many points did you get, Andy?
Game. Oh gosh, I wasn't keeping contact. Hang on a second.
So to my account, Andy has 8 and Mark has 7.
7.
If
Oh,
I'm not mistaken.
okay.
Thank you. Well,
Well done, Andy. Well, I'll amend our points accordingly. So Andy plus 8, so that's 17, and me plus 7, 16. Okay, very good. So I suppose at this point, would someone like to share their favourite archaeological thing of the year?
Who's going to go?
Well, I can go first because I actually don't have a favorite archaeological discovery of the year.
Okay.
That's why I didn't send any links prior, because
You did have me worried.
Yes, I did send you all the links, but no, I didn't send one because I don't have one. I really I find it very interesting that they found a lot of like Egyptian mummies this year.
Saqqara,
although I find it's always disputable how that's proceeded and how that was covered by the media, but that's just me. So I actually don't have one. I think there were a lot of interesting discoveries this year, and I think my personal favorite is not a discovery, but I saw Petra this year in January, so that was definitely my favorite archaeological thing. So going to Jordan, actually seeing that in like real life.
Brilliant.
So I don't have a favorite discovery. I found them all very interesting, and I'm not very particular about that. So.
Okay. But Petra would be an amazing place to go. I'd love to go there. Although, did you do any reenacting? Did you kind of go? What did you see inside there? Illuminations? No.
No, we were there during daytime, so we didn't actually. I think we saw part of the excavated grand tombs and the lower city. That we didn't actually have, we had 2 days, but we didn't actually have enough time to really go around and see the larger parts that are excavated, because most of that is also not that much for tourists, because people just go there to see the magnificent royal tombs. There's also a lot of other things. So no, we just went there and enjoyed the site. So
brilliant.
Yeah, so I don't have a real discovery, so
I just think it's nice to be reminded of the days when we used to be able to go and see things.
Yes, this was in January, by the way. So it was not, that was very shortly before it all spread across the entire world. So, yes, but I haven't been to any, there were lots of reenactment things in Germany, which were supposed to happen, but they did not. So,
Okay. Also, I just noticed that the Christmas music stopped playing a little while ago. That's a shame. So I've just put it back on again in the background. Okay, right. So, Andy, what is your game, or should we play Leave's game first?
I could play my game.
Okay, I'm willing to. Willing.
Okay, my game is. Right. It's archaeological hangman.
Okay.
The rules are very simple. You have to guess letters of the alphabet from the word that I'm challenging you to get.
Okay.
And if I manage to construct a gallows and hang you both before you actually guess it, then I win. And you don't score any points.
and you score all the points. Well, tell you what, shall we ask?
No.
Shall we set how many points are up for grab here? In so much as shall it be?
Well,
Shall it, can I suggest maybe it's the number of points that would get Kiara into lead? So maybe 7 points are up for grab here.
I think that's. I think that's very reasonable.
Or six? No,
yes,
actually no. So
absolutely.
6
Yeah.
points. 6 points. Okay, and then so
Yeah.
if you get 6 points, if you win, if Kiara gets it, you get 6 points. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Ready to go.
Okay, and I will give you one clue, and it is: I hope you know your Roman Empire.
Okay. Interesting. For some reason, that's making me think Monty Python, but
Get
okay.
my Joker from the other room.
Yeah. Okay. Ready?
And yeah, and I think you can actually. Kiara, are you familiar with the game? Have you played it before?
Yes, I know the game. Yes, it is.
Oh, fine.
We did
Okay, I
play
was
this
about-
in Germany as well.
Do you right? I was a little bit worried because I wasn't sure whether it's one that was universal. But okay, I was going to say perhaps though you do you want to do it by turns or do you want to do it cooperatively?
We'll just go by
I don't
turns. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Well, how many rounds do you want to go for? Is it 1 round or 2 rounds or?
I think 1 round is
One.
probably fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll
Yeah,
just take
I don't
turns.
want to outstay the will.
We'll just take turns with letters then. So I'll go first. The letter E.
And wait a second, don't you say how many letters the
Well,
word
that's why I
has?
was. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. Let me.
Have you played Hangman before, Kiara? Ask Andy. Did he
so-
to
we
show
play
us,
this
Andy?
in school all the time.
Absolutely.
Not all the time, but during breaks. Sorry.
It's a great way of learning words and so on. Okay. It's 11 letters.
11 letters. Okay.
11 letters.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 11. Okay. And obviously people can play at home as well. So I'm going to go with the letter E as my guess. My first guess.
It's a real tragedy, actually, because letter E is the first part of the gallows.
Oh, okay. So no E. Okay. Okay, you'll go.
A.
A. Oh.
A. Kiara lives to fight another day.
Oh. So whereabouts?
Well,
So
Where does it go?
yeah, where's it go?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I forgot I wasn't showing the camera.
It's a good
So
job she has played.
Fourth letter from the end. Fourth letter from the end.
Fourth letter from the end. Okay, cool. So that's A. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll I. Go for another vowel. I.
Okay.
I for iguana.
I before A.
I before A.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep.
I see. No, I A.
M.
M. Yep.
M.
Oh, take care, Tristan. Bye bye. Thanks for joining us. Thaddeus has guessed V.
Yeah, we should try that as next.
Yeah.
Let's see where
M
the
at-
M goes.
M at the beginning, M at the end.
Oh. Okay. And then a V. Now, would that be a V as in also a U? In terms of Latin?
Theoretically.
It's 2 letters, man. I think it's gonna...
It's only one actually. I'll let you have it because obviously we are dealing with Latin here, so we could have you could. It's sort of interchangeable in modern thing. So it is the end of the word is UM.
UM. Okay. Well, what? Oh, okay.
You're doing very well here. I'm doing absolutely rubbish. I've basically built the ground so far.
Well, okay, I'm going to go with the letter O next.
Okay. this is when I regret choosing a word which has an O as its second letter.
Oh, yeah.
And an O as its fourth letter.
Oh. Okay, I'm just going to show Rosemary what we have so far. So that those are the vowels that have been used. Yep, that's where we are.
I'm going with T.
T. Oh, good
You're
guess.
going with T. And T comes before the I.
Okay.
I don't know anything about the Roman Empire.
The letter N. N for nobody.
Yeah, N before the T that we've just done.
Oh. I feel like as though I should know this by now. I mean, there's just 2 letters missing. It's really bothering me that I don't know what that is yet.
R. So.
Yeah.
Are you going with R, Kiera?
Yes.
Oh, Romanes Eant Domus, someone suggested.
No. So we get the up. I'm making some progress into getting rid of you both because I've managed to get the upright in there.
Now there are 2 people. You have to draw 2 gallows, you know. I don't think so. So R is not there. G.
Very good. Third letter.
Oh.
And if you know how Roman place names get put together, you should get the last one really easily. Particularly given you used to work at a place which had this particular ending.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, then. So what? What? Hang on. What?
Am I being too clever here?
Is it the last one a C?
Absolutely right.
Oh, Ibaracum. Ibaracum.
Yeah, so
yes.
so it's the Latin ending. Cool.
Okay.
Do you recognise it?
I don't recognise the name, no. But where is it?
I put it in knowing that obviously Gary was joining us tonight, and but it's the and it's one of my favourite Roman sites. Basically, because I'm really into boats, and it's on the Rhine, and it's the Roman name for Mainz.
Oh, and someone's got it in the chat there. Yeah. So the caliber of people watching this, you know, far.
I did not know that, by the way.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Very well done.
Well done, both of you, because you between you, I hardly made any inroads into your carapace of victory there.
Yeah. Well, I do believe that the final letter was from Chiara actually there, so that's 6 points. So add that to your score. So that's going to take you up
But only because of the place names, not because I actually knew that was the Latin name for my.
Okay. So I'm just moving the score around a bit so we're not mashing into each other. So 18 points. Chiara is in the lead. Impressive, with 1 more game to go. No pressure. It's yours to lose. Rosemary, curse my New World expertise.
Who cares if the Euros were cancelled?
Well, indeed, yes. Well, Andy, what's your favourite archaeological thing of the year?
My favourite archaeological thing of the year. I thought long and hard about this, because it's been such a weird year,
Uh-huh.
and there have been many wonderful things that our colleagues have done to try and keep sane and keep working and keep reaching out to the public and to kids and so on. So there's many things that one could have chosen. But in the end, I've gone for the lockdown work that Matthew Champion did at Oxburgh Hall for the National Trust when they were having their roof done.
Yes. Yeah.
Basically, it was a major restoration problem on a late medieval roof at Oxburgh Hall, which is a National Trust property. And as part of the restoration problem, that they lifted all the floorboards and realised that the National Trust archaeologists who were overseeing it realised that basically there was stratified rubbish going right back to when that roof and those floorboards were put in place. And so through the lockdown, you had basically a fingertip forensic search. So it's that forensic kind of archaeology coming up with fragments of the most incredible things, like a late medieval psalter or book of hours, right up to tins of, I think it was it biscuits or chocolate, I can't remember which, from the Second World War.
And a rat's nest here comprised of 200 fragments of high status Elizabethan textiles.
That's right. And it's that brilliant combination of absolutely painstaking forensic recovery and recording that archaeologists always, we often say we're detectives and whatever. This is real detective work, because it's not coming up with great big chunks of stuff, complete Roman pots or anything like that. It's fragments of medieval manuscript that, if you recover it carefully and then hand it over to somebody who knows what they're looking at, you can tell the most fantastic stories about what this thing was and maybe how it might have ended up there. And the family that was associated with the house have a long Catholic tradition, obviously. In the late 16th century into the 17th century was very dangerous, because hearing mass was illegal.
Massively so.
But you also had the evidence. Yeah, absolutely. But, you've got bits of clothing, you've got bits of cloth, you've got felt, you've got bits of what appear to be Tudor caps and stockings. It is just an absolute cornucopia of wonderful fragments. And when we often say, archaeology is rubbish, jokingly, but this is the real archaeology of rubbish. But it's actually the archaeology of people's lives, and it's a cross section of what those people did in that house. And Come.
I was going to say, something I find really interesting here is just looking at the video here. Sadly, I can't make it full screen for folks for some reason, but it's the particular nature of this particular troweling back that's having to go here. It's not as though it's deep horizons of occupation. It's all jumbled up. No. It's not even soil, but the plaster dust and the crumbling and the reworking, and presumably because frankly the other day we popped open a cupboard here in our living room, which we haven't been able to open since we moved in 6 years ago, and inside the wiring was utterly shocking. But it's that sort of thing where people, if they can, they'll hide the detritus of their work as well. So that's presumably where some of that material's come from as well. It's a fantastic.
But also, what you've got here, you've got absolutely, and you've got these wonderful four-legged, long-tailed conservators, because there's a wonderful photograph here of a rat's nest. It's made of actually 200 fragments of Elizabethan textiles of different kinds, from silks to leather to wool. It's just the most wonderful example of what archaeology can do to really bring something to life, and how skilled the people doing it can be as well. And also, it's being done by the National Trust, and the National Trust has had so much, and I'll come back to that later, but the National Trust has had so much to put up with unfairly this year that I think I'm just very happy to applaud them for this project. It's it's fantastic, and it's going to be a wonderful addition to the story of that house when they're able to complete the project and let people back in properly.
Yeah, yeah. And just as a reminder, folks, we'll be putting the links to all this stuff in the description below after we're done. So you can check out this after we're finished chatting to you or at you. Finally, we've got the final game of the evening, and that's provided by Leave, who sadly couldn't be with us this evening because she has a terrible migraine. In order to be able to do this round, what she did was she sent me her answers in a document, which I printed off without looking at the document. I actually had to convert the file as well. So there's all sorts of work that had to go through to make this happen without looking at it. I was quite impressed with myself. So the answers are here. I haven't been able to seal them with wax, but her questions, her round is asking, what is it? So what is it that you're looking at? Broadly speaking, what's it made out of? And if we can be even more specific about exactly what it is and maybe where it was found, then presumably we'll get extra points. So I'm going to allot ourselves here potentially 1 point for guessing what it is, and a bonus point if we can guess precisely what we're looking at, or if we know what we're looking at. That'll be a bonus point. Okay. So so number one, and I'd say this is the final game of the evening, folks. So number one from Leave is this. And I know there's a little bit of a delay on the stream for you guys, so it'll pop up.
I can't see it either. Sorry.
It should be there. It'll be there in a second. Oh, blimey! There we go. Is it up for you?
Right.
Ah.
What is that? Now, I don't know. As I say, I haven't looked at the answers yet, but I can sort of see weaving, a little bit of
Yes.
light weaving, possibly in the original object. Presumably, these are two separate objects, and I'm guessing that they're photographed next to each other. In so much as, again, there's no scale to confirm.
I mean, the smaller one looks like some kind of bag with maybe a drawstring or something.
Yeah.
I actually thought that might be a snowshoe kind of object, maybe.
Ah.
Oh. Rosemary said, looks like the bag may be null bound. Interesting.
Yeah.
So snowshoe, possibly. Yeah.
To carry things on your back, the thing that goes to the back, and you have the extension.
Well, actually, I was going to go with baby carrier. But
okay,
very
I think
similar.
I'm going to go with snowshoe, even though that's not like any kind of proper knowledge. And I have to shortly Google the name of the material because I don't know how that kind of wood thingy. It's very springy. I don't know how.
Wicker? Is that what you're thinking? Or?
Probably. It grows on like trees that do this over water, so they have lots and.
Willow or something like that.
Yeah. Cradle board. Board. Yeah. It's being suggested.
It looks vaguely sort of Northern European, Otzi-ish, like one of these glacier finds that are cropping up inside the Arctic Circle with melting of the glaciers and so on, so much at the moment.
I'm going to go for broke and say it's from Killikitsok. And I think
it's not Inuit, is it? No.
Well, I mean that's a very similar technology.
Yeah.
Willow, Rosemary suggesting, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
in this instance, I'm not going to give us the answer after each round. I think we're just going to have to write down the answers because otherwise I might see another answer.
Okay.
Says me. So, hopefully we've got our guesses there. Thoughts, there's usually a lot more structure. Oh, there's usually a lot more structure going on in cradle boards, says Rosemary. So it may not be a cradle board. But I'm going to go with sort of like a baby carrier, or something that goes on the front or on the back to carry a baby, maybe. Okay, number 2. What is it? It feels like it should have a little do 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 do. What is it? Oh, looks like clay.
Just refresh the screen.
Yep. Sorry. I don't think you have to refresh it. There's just this maybe a 10-second delay on the stream.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it looks like clay. Take care, Thaddeus. Thank you for your guesses. It has been fun. See you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in.
I would.
Merry Christmas.
Not sure, but I think I've seen this one before. As like, if you have these like houses that have the wooden frame structure, and then you have the like
the
hay,
daub.
like inserts, and then you put the
Daub.
lime plaster.
Yeah,
It's
it's like a
very specific one.
like a lime washed daub or something.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Rosemary suggesting plaster as well. Actually.
Yeah. I was going to be facetious and suggest it's somebody's sourdough starter that's been left out too long, but that's.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's in like like
Ooh.
the cup looks like it might be made out of leathery thingies. Don't know.
Yeah.
I think this looks a little bit like it, but for me, it could be a Tudor, like a salve, like a cream or something.
Except that the famous one is the one that came from the Roman tomb in London, where you still have finger marks in the ointment,
and it had a lid.
And there aren't. It did. But
I'm not sure leather would have.
No, it doesn't look like. I mean, I've worked with lime plaster, and it does look a bit like that. But that looks as though it's set. It's gone off. Which it wouldn't do if it was in the in a container ready to be used.
Cast of a skull, says Helena P. Interesting. Oh, actually, I can see that. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can just. Yeah. The cup looks like it's a tire, says Rosemary. Yeah.
I have to say, I'm completely lost with this one. I really am.
Okay, but unless I've written my guess down, so
yeah,
we've heard a chance there. Okay, picture number 3. What is it? And again, there'll be a 10-second delay or so. And what is it? Old bread, suggests Helena for the last one. Old bread, maybe.
Oh my goodness!
What's this one? Well, it's a pendant, I think, of some sort. But is that too obvious?
It looks as though it's lying in quite lying in soil. It looks quite fine soil as well. It's sort of sandy. I'm trying to think of my Museum of London recording sheets. How would I record that?
It looks like it's sort
of sandy loam.
Loam, yeah, that's a good word. Loam, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was recently leaf litter. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, yeah, you've got those fibrous fragments in there as well, so it looks.
Yeah.
And it does look, as you said, it does look as though it's got a hanging point at one seems
right.
the top.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Is it the terminal of a talk?
Oh, interesting. That's an interesting possibility. Filigree silver Viking work, someone suggested.
Actually, if it's Liv, yeah, it's going to be Scandinavian or South
I thought
American.
about that. It's like, I don't like to use the term Viking, but yeah, it looks Northern European somewhat.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Northern European Iron Age.
Yeah, no, I would have said later than that. It does not look very. It's too filigree for Iron Age, I think.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. Also, because in the Northern European Iron Age, they were still copying a lot, also from Central European, and this is
earring. Yeah. Rosemary suggested earring. That's a good one.
I'm going to stick with a terminal of some kind, but I'm not convincing myself.
I'm
just calling it a pendant, I think, because that's like.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah.
Maybe that's like. I mean, it's also probably rather recent. Like, it does not look like it's an old find.
I'm not going to go for the second point. I'm just going to say pendant. I think.
Yeah.
I like. Is it TC the Unbeliever who says it's Xerxes piercing 13 from 300? We did the film. We did the film game about 2 games back. So
we did. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Her cats. It's pretty, and my cats need to chill. Okay.
Yeah.
I can only say it's not prehistoric. Good point. It's not prehistoric.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it gold? I'm just writing down.
Yeah.
Because if it's silver, it needs to be much later. Because silver in the European Iron Age takes a very long time to actually be here. So
it could be very fine.
Also, I was going to say that's very, very fine work as well. If that's a precious metal.
Yeah. I think it's probably gold, but or late.
Well, tell you what. Do we all have to commit to a metal at least then?
Okay.
To make this one interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go with. I'm going to say bronze, very fine bronze or brass or something like that.
I'm going to be like the auctioneers and say white metal because there's obviously no hallmarks on it.
Okay, but you're sort of saying silver then, ish.
Or white gold.
Or white gold. Okay. Oh, come on, that's cheating. So you're going with gold, are you, Kara?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But that occurred to me. Maybe we should have gone for electrum instead, because that is very prevalent in the early medieval times. Because they basically they don't get the proper gold, but yeah.
Oh, Atanar 89. It might be late Roman. Do you know? I didn't even consider it being Roman, coming from Leith for some reason. Okay.
I once went to a very good exhibition of the Romans in Scandinavia at the Malmo Museum. So yeah, they do Romans.
I've always loved that as a place name. It sounds like something like a city of the cats, you know. Meow meow. So, not to insult anyone from Sweden or Leith. So, okay, it's question number 4 of 5 in this round. So, just 2 more to go. What is it? And again, just allow 10 seconds or so for you guys to catch up on the stream.
Yeah, also I've got one object to show here, which I thought about sending Leith, but then I didn't do it. So.
Yes. Actually, yes. Tell you what, do you want to chuck that in there?
Yeah, later.
Yeah. Okay. What is it?
Oh, that looks like That looks like an antler point.
You see, I wish I could clean some of the soil off, or you know, the old trick of licking it.
Yeah.
Not very COVID friendly, obviously.
No. Actually, there is allegedly a conflict archaeologist who licks concrete.
Well, my friend Lawrence licks cathedrals. He licked every Anglican cathedral in Britain.
I think I'm actually going with normal bone cortex. That's going to be very, very embarrassing because I have studied human bones. I think the structure looks very weird. Looks more human made.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like almost like it's been molded.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's a tool.
It's
or
a golden
pick
wedding
point or
ring, says Atnar89.
Yeah.
10 points.
I think I'm gonna go maybe like something like a harpoon thing.
I was
Yeah.
going to say it has.
Because the point is very large compared to the hand, so it's not like an arrow tip or anything.
No.
So
It could be an arrow. It could be a large arrow.
yeah, but also the top is not actually splintered.
No.
And I take your point about the looking like bone as well, because particularly if you look at the bottom left of the frame, it's almost like you see the hard bone and then the soft the marrow as sort of the structure has gone.
Yeah, also I can think that you can see actually the medullary cavity, because there's this like kind of dark like line in the middle, which I think should be the remnants of the medulla actually, and not the like. So I think it's a very like small bone.
Okay.
I'm tempted to say it's a bone point, whether it's a harpoon or a pick or what. I'm digging point. Who knows?
Interesting.
But I'm guessing bone point.
Well, so we've had some suggestions here: antler, bone. One guess that it's Mesolithic. Another that it might be an atlatl dart point. Could be part of a pressure flaking tool, says Rosemary.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I think maybe it's a bit small for pressure flaking. In terms of getting your hand on it to do the.
Oh yeah, actually yeah.
Yeah.
If you compare it to the hand, it's that's holding it. Yeah.
Indeed, here we have a hand for scale.
Yes.
Okay, I've committed to a material and I've committed to a use, perhaps. And finally, number 5. What is it? Do. I mean, well, it's clearly been weaved. It's woven. It's reeds.
It's not here yet.
I know it's turning. There you go. It's there for you.
Oh right. Oh,
reeds.
Another piece of weaving.
Yeah.
I think it's probably. You see, actually, looking at how it's woven, it could be a sandal.
I think I just want to say, I think that's a like prehistoric shoe.
Shoe or sandal. I think the toe is on the left of the image and the heel is on the right of the image. I'm guessing.
Oh, there you go. Rosemary saying we have about 1 million of those at Maxwell. It is a sandal. Okay. So we do have to go more specific than shoe or sandal. Helena guessed shoe. So I suppose shoe or sandal.
Well, if you look at it, Mark, it's a strappy sandal. Look, it's got the lacing and everything.
Oh no, I think but it could be something that goes around a wrapped foot, as it were. So it could.
If the point is if it's European, it's probably raffia as a material.
Yeah.
But I think it just as it works like most prehistoric shoes. You just put your foot in and then you just pull the strings and then hope it stays together.
If you've ever been to Spain, it's the kind of thing that evolved into a thing like an alpargata. You're just a wicker sole with a sort of canvas or more strappy thing that you just tie around your tie around your foot and tie around your calf.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it. Okay, right. So we've got our five images now. The 5 answers. I'm going to crack open the answer sheet here, and let's see. Answer number 1. Oh, well done, chat. Well done. It is a cradle board. It's in the Smithsonian. And so number 1 is indeed a cradle board.
Does it say where it's from? Is it Inuit or South American or?
Now I'm going to get this pronounced so badly. I think it's Viabrad. VAGGBRA with an umlaut DE. I'll just show it up on camera. Hang on, if I can not reveal the other answers. But it's from the Smithsonian Museum.
Right.
There we go.
Okay. It's a lovely thing, anyway. Okay.
Yeah. And 20 points go to... Yeah, exactly. Number 2. What is number 2? Incidentally, yes, sorry. I guessed Baby Carrier and Killer Kitsuk. Does Baby Carrier count for the first one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that counts.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's 1 point. Answer number 2. I guessed Cream. What was your guess, Andy?
I passed. The closest I could get was plaster or an old sourdough.
Okay.
Starter, but,
And
I
by
don't
that
think
I mean like a cream you maybe put on your face. And what about you, Kiara?
I read I didn't know the proper word, but it's like a kind of lime whatever thing to put on your wall in like old houses.
Yeah, door,
Like a daub.
lime plaster or lime daub. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The answer apparently is ancient cheese. University of Catania and Cairo University. Ancient cheese. There you go.
Wait, Rosemary wrote that it's bog butter.
Bog butter. Yeah.
Okay.
Although bog butter, I think, is something a bit different.
Yeah, you know what? This is a prime candidate for one of those wonderful conferences where the highlight is trying out the latest recipe for the beer that somebody's worked out from a particular excavation.
Yeah.
So you can have a beer and cheese party. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I failed at both of those. It's not Tudor and it's not cream. So okay. Number 3 of 5. Let's see. Answer. So I suggested pendant, maybe made of bronze. What was your answer, Andy?
Well, I thought it was a white metal terminal or something, but I don't think I'm right.
Okay. And Kiara?
I wrote pendant, gold, or electrum, but yeah.
Okay. Now I've just seen the answer and I'm not quite sure what it is, so I'm just googling it very quickly.
Jeremy Paxman never does this on University Challenge.
Yeah, but Jeremy Paxman has a whole team supporting him. Oh, I know. Hang on, sorry. Yeah. I think this might be written in Swedish. I'm just gonna... Not to Welsh. Yes, okay. Right, yeah. It is a gold charm. So I think pendant will work. Charm from Munkedal. Munkedal. In Sweden. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, so it is a gold pendant. So I think, is that a point at least to Kiara there?
Really?
No, 2 points, sorry.
Two?
And Andy, you were going with white metal, so do you want to claim that? It's up to you. If you want to be dishonourable.
It's not close enough. No, it's not. Thank you very much. No. I'm going to be completely honourable about this. That is nowhere near close enough, and I'm quite happy to hand the points over to those who deserve them.
Okay, well done. Okay, that's so. I guess I got 1 point there at least. 1 point. Answer to the next question, to the next image. It is a bone owl from Northern Illinois Field Station. Illinois Field Station, sorry. A bone owl. I went with antler arrow / dart. I don't think that's the answer. That doesn't count for points, I don't think.
No. The word bone doesn't appear anywhere in what you've just said.
No.
Neither does the owl.
No. Well, I don't know. If you took the A and the L from antler and the W from arrow, you get owl.
No. The anagrams game was right back at the beginning. You can't do that.
Okay, yeah, no points. What about you guys?
Well, I get 1 point for the bone, right?
Yeah.
We both got the bone. But I was way off with the idea of it being a digging point or a pick point or something like that. So
Yeah.
I can't get any further than the bone, I think.
And of course,
me neither.
yeah. And the thing is, I think if I'd been able to look at it, I would have gone bone. And actually, owl is the size is perfect for poking holes through leather or something, isn't it? So, yeah. So it was there. It was there for us to see. Rosemary says sewing tool. I should have known. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Actually.
Finally, and interestingly, this is where leaves us dangling a little bit. The answer is sandals. Well, the answer is that she's written down is sandals. I would say it's a sandal, but that's just me. And it's from the Smithsonian, but she does not say what the material is. I'm just going to quickly see if
It's probably yucca then.
yucca. Yeah.
Yucca, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I think it's yucca.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So yucca sandals. If you got those two, did anyone get both of those points?
Well, we got sandal, but we didn't get the provenance, did we?
Yeah.
No. I wrote reeds, which is too vague. So that's 1 point. So in that round, I got 1, 2, 3 points out of a possible 8. No, 10. Possible 10. What about you, Andy?
Oh my gosh, I lost track. I mean, it can't have been more than about 6.
Okay.
5 or 6.
So let me just update this. 19. So Andy, should we give you 6? Benefit of the doubt. 23.
I've got 4.
4. Okay. 4 for Kiara. That's up to 22.
And I actually can show you the additional object, which I didn't send to Leave. And also obviously won't get any points for it.
Oh. I thought we were going to double or quit.
Apparently Rosemary was yelling it was yucca, so well done. you get 10 points, Rosemary.
So it's this object. I'm just putting a white paper in the back. So.
Oh my gosh. An actual object.
Oh yeah, the way it dangles, that's really because before the stream you were showing it to me, you were you were grasping it, and I wasn't sure if it was I suggested it might be a toiletry kit.
This is how it's supposed to be used.
Yeah, to be used.
Oh.
Well, it's antique. It's not archaeological. It's antique. So.
Oh right. It's not a chatelaine, is it?
Yes. It's a part of it, though.
What's a chatelaine?
Sorry?
What's a chatelaine?
Chatelaine. It's a keyhole. Yeah.
Like it does this. Maybe that helps.
And then so what happens then? What do you do? It's
a skirt holder.
A skirt holder.
Yeah.
Oh. So how does that? I'm completely at a loss as to imagining how this is used. So does it hang the skirt in a wardrobe maybe?
Yes. No. You attach this one to a chatelaine, which you have at your waist. You attach this one to it, and then you open it, put your skirt here, and then close it, and that's so your skirt doesn't walk in is not in the dirt.
Right. Oh, brilliant.
That's brilliant. I didn't even know those things existed. That's brilliant.
So that's a Victorian invention, because in especially natural form era, when they start to have the long trains, they get very they decide that it's not pretty if they drag in the ground. So one of my for these games we sometimes do them in the department. I always bring this thing because it's just totally random.
It's fantastic, and so
that's
So go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so that's 19th century, is it?
Yes.
Brilliant. And so it sort of hoists up the skirts then, the hem of the skirts. That's magnificent. It's kind of like so the mechanism is very similar to the way suspenders work in terms of how they clip onto the trousers. Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, this is a very decorative one. Most of them are very plain, so usually they're very there's very different kinds of them. But this one is is very decorative and meant
Yeah.
to be seen.
Very good.
It's
Very
interesting,
good.
because I mean, traditionally, a chatelaine is often meant to be seen as the sort of badge of office of the mistress of the house, isn't it? It's the person who carries the keys to the cupboards where the sugar
Yeah.
and the salt are, and things like that.
Yeah.
And also, if you need to wee, Helena says, if you need the loo quickly, it might help you out. Interesting. Yeah. I just need to. Although, to be honest, that's where I'd be useless if I was wearing that. I would be fiddling with it, and then it'd be a terrible mess.
You would look great in a skirt.
Oh well, I'm partial to a kilt. I'm more than happy to wear a skirt. Frankly, I remember being amazed as not to go too far off piste here, but amazed as a child by some of our neighbours who, as far as I could tell, really got dressed up to go out. Sort of things like they'd wear like saris, etc. And I remember saying to my mum, "Why don't you wear something like that?" And she was like, "Don't you think I make an effort?" But the idea of having a mechanism to not get muddy, that's a very well thought out idea. Right, we have been streaming for almost 2 hours now, so I think we should consider starting to bring us to a close. Thank you everyone for turning up. It's been marvellous. I did invite people to come up with their Muppets of the year, or their things that they didn't like about the year. But I don't think we should bring down the tone of the stream with that. I think Andy and I can do our Muppets of the year in our. We're planning a watching brief special at the end of this month to look at the changing status of treasure in the UK. How exciting is that? So we'll talk about our Muppets of the year there. But it's been so much fun, guys. Thank you everyone for turning up. Thank you guys, Kiara and Andy, for giving up your evenings to hang out with me. And it just on a personal note, it's been a very difficult couple of months in this house. It's been a very, very difficult couple of months, and that's one of the reasons why I wasn't able to do the normal Christmas special that I would do, the sort of the ongoing excavations at Santa's Grotto. But this has been genuinely lots of fun. Considering that we pulled this together last minute, I'm very, very pleased with how it went. And again, thank you for your effort as well, because I did ask these guys just to, make up games, do something interesting. So thank you. You've risen to the challenge mightily. I'm very impressed. Do you guys have any Christmas wishes you wish to throw out there?
Just that everybody watching, they and the people they care about, have the best possible Christmas and New Year, and that we're able to get out and work with each other and meet each other and enjoy our archaeology in the open air again before too much longer, please.
Yeah. And what about you, Kiara?
Oh, I cannot add to that. So just for everyone, all the best for the festive season, as well as hopefully to a better 2021. So I have to say I do a lot in demography and like how demography changes, but I really did not wish to experience firsthand what we see in archaeology quite often.
Yeah.
So so I just hope that everyone has a nice festive season and all the best for 2021.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone stay safe, have fun times with loved ones, and again, thank you for turning up. Happy Christmas, happy holidays, happy winter festival of your choice. And as ever, until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.